There's Ed Carlin talking to Tony Cotroneo. So Syracuse will get 3 team points, so the team score is now 3-0.
Down the match with Hartman, he has a 13-12 record at 118, but again, as we mentioned, he wrestled Michigan, Pittsburgh, Iowa, Oklahoma, so he's a pretty good wrestler. That's why I gave Tony such a tough time.
That's right. As we said, you'll very seldom see any real domination. When you do see domination, you know that you've got a super wrestler. As we move into this 126 pounds with Consiglio and Mike Price. Mike Price for the Engineers with the knee guards. The Brown will duck under, and he catches Consiglio for 2 right away. Consiglio for Syracuse, taken down by Mike Price. Score now 2-0 in this first period. And a little more action, John. They seem to be moving a little bit more than Cotroneo and Hartman, and it looks like Price is going to try to get the action and force it on Phil Consiglio.
I think Coach Turner for Lehigh knows he needs the next couple weight classes to pull out this dual meet. Both records show these guys are pretty close in points. Should be an exciting match.
Started off, as we said, with Consiglio being taken down by Mike Price. Did a nice job. Got ducked under and able to take him right to the mat. Don't forget, there is an advantage time. The amount of time that you ride your opponent, you can get a point. If you get up over a minute over what he has, not a factor right now. Just a reminder, as Mike Price dominating Phil Consiglio.
This is Price's last year. He's a senior, so I'm sure he wants to win this dual meet. It's probably a highlight of his season, having a so-so record this year.
How about experience, John? Does that really help in college as much as it does in high school? When you get a high school senior who has been a decent wrestler, really seems to come on that senior year. It seems, you mentioned that about Price. That may be the situation.
Yeah, especially in this match. You have Consiglio, who's a freshman, and he's doing freshman mistakes out there. He's not tying up, he's not setting up his moves, and even though Price's record isn't all that impressive, he's doing things right. He's been out there, he looks fresh, his moves are crisp.
And as you said, Consiglio is a freshman, and that's a big jump. You've got to be impressed that he's made the lineup and starting as a freshman, and has done a good job for Syracuse. Right now they're adjusting the headgear. One of the assistant coaches, Doherty, I believe, from Syracuse. Gene Mills not in evidence today. Out on the mat anyway.
Well, Gene Mills is in Australia right now.
That's why he's not here. I didn't realize that. What's he doing?
He's here in spirit.
Yeah.
Gene, as you know, is still pretty active in international wrestling. He was wrestling in France for about 2 weeks. And I talked to him before he left, and he said, John, he goes, this is going to be a great trip. I work out with these guys for 1 hour to 2 hours a day, then I ski for 7 hours a day.
You know, only Gene Mills would say something like that.
Oh, I'm sure he had fun. And now he's down in Australia. He's putting on some clinics, and the man has seen the world. He really has. It's been good to him, this sport.
It really has. They still talk about the 80 Olympics that he really did not get an opportunity that was in his prime. Not to say that he's not still a good wrestler, but I think that he got to the point that was the year for him to do it, and unfortunately the boycott ended that. But as you said, he's still active, and wrestling is a good living for him.
He's still one of the best.
Yep. And right now, after that prolonged timeout, Mike Price still working on Phil Consiglio. Throw and a half. This looks like a high school match in the action. Price is really going after him. Got the half sunk left hand now.
Could be a 1-point.
Yes, I was just going to say. Consiglio came up, got an escape, makes it 2-1 now. So despite the domination, action-wise, there's only a 1-point difference between Consiglio and Price. Price in the lead. Ooh, he's got that one leg, single leg, really sunk up, but.
As he keeps that tight waist, there won't be any takedown gear.
Price got the tight waist there. You can see his hand around the waist locked, trying to counter the single leg attempt by Mike Price of Lehigh. Nothing yet. Oh.
Very close to a takedown now, Dale.
Almost got the Navy. Well,
surprised the referee hasn't called a stalemate, though. I think he will shortly.
That would be definitely to Consiglio's advantage if he can eke this out. 1:12 29, 27, and counting.
No, man, he
Yes, there it is right there, stalemate.
able to improve his position.
You know, that's true, although I think Consiglio definitely improved his position. Looked like he was in a little bit of trouble there.
He was looking at the official like, please
Yeah.
call this stalemate.
Anytime. He goes right back, shoots that Price. Down to 15, 14 seconds. The clock here is not really easy to see. I said 1:10. It's actually now we're down to 7 seconds and counting. A little bit different the match we did the last time when we had the two buzzers going and people stopping and starting at different times. There's only one match on here today. The last time we did this, John Janiak and myself, we did Southern Connecticut was wrestling Temple on one mat, and we were with Army and Syracuse, and a lot of confusion, but none today, as Phil Consiglio, you see right there, at 126 pounds, is going to take choice, and he'll take the bottom.
Well, Phil escaped last time. I believe there's a minute 22 riding time, though.
That's
in
right,
Lehigh's
yeah.
favor. So I hope Phil hops out a little quicker this time.
Yeah, if he gives up 38 more seconds, 2 full minutes, which is tough to come off. But maybe he feels strong from the bottom. Price throws a half. Consiglio moving well.
It's like Mr. Price took the Gene Mill School of Wrestling with it, riding from the half on the left side.
Another injury time now for Consiglio. I didn't see anything happen, but maybe the knee. But as you said, definitely the Gene Mill style as we look at the Syracuse contingent to check out the knee, one of the joints that often gets abused in this sport.
Looks like he's pointing to the outside of his knee, Dale.
He didn't cry out in pain, so we'll have to hope that it's nothing that serious, but the referee jumped right in to stop the match. Over to the left, we see Thad Turner. You can't see him now, but talking to his wrestler.
Just had a close-up on Leland Rogers on the Syracuse bench, and he's got to be concerned today. He's got a tough match ahead of him.
Dyko, yeah. There's some, as we said, when you wrestle Lehigh, you don't get anybody who's easy. And there they are, still working on the knee of Phil Consiglio. And of course, this would be a blow if they had to forfeit this match and give up 16 points.
I think he's all right, Dale.
There he is. He gets back up. Looks like he's going to continue. They check the injury time, and they keep track. How much? I believe you're allowed 2 minutes with some recovery time, but right now, 2-1, Mike Price ahead of Phil Consiglio. Consiglio appeared to be on his way out from an escape. There's the half by Price, as you said, John, the Gene Mill School of Wrestling tries to tilt him, stack him up.
He's working on that 2-on-1 tilt from the side. A little bit high still, but he's getting closer to 2 minutes for riding time.
That's right, it's inching right up there. He's up to 155 and counting, and Consiglio in a little bit of trouble, but stays off his back. Headgear now over his head. Possibly
looks like to his back.
Yes,
He's got two with a cradle. At least 3 points here, and maybe the pin for a 6-point team victory.
That would be a real coup if Consiglio can pull it off. Yes, he did.
With a minute left in the match.
With his headgear over his face. What a great shot as Phil Consiglio, in trouble, pins Mike Price for 16 points. You remember that? That might be a key.
I know it's a
very impressive.
Big match for Ed Cowan to win.
You can see he's still excited at 3:54. There's the replay right there, John.
Price trying to get out of the cradle.
Got him locked up, got that cradle locked up tight. And we move right on. Mike Catania, 134 for Syracuse. Jim Frick, 9-0 this